Welcome to the Practical Ascension podcast. I'm your Practical Ascension guide, Tracy Goody. Today, we are exploring the Practical Ascension energies of September 2023. Though these messages might be relevant to you at any time of the year. So if you find yourself drawn to this episode, then listen and notice what jumps out to you. When I create these forecasts, I am channeling and working with a collective of guides known as the Ascension Collective. So this is a massive support system consisting of archangels, ascendant masters, galactic guides, earth and Gaia energies, and more that are here in connection with our consciousness to assist us through this journey of awakening and ascending. Since this is a general ascension forecast, it's possible that not all the themes will apply to you. So it's really important to pay attention and see what really draws to you, what sparks, and then your own inner knowing is going to fill in the details. As I tapped into the energies for September, I was presented with 5 themes, which seemed like a lot, but they actually all work together. So there is remember who you are, activate your cosmic potential, holding space for your personal transformation, harnessing your inner knowing and stability, and balancing your multidimensional self. So as I mentioned, they all work together in a really intrinsic way to help bring us in and through a potentially very powerful month for making choices that align us deeper to the core of who we are and why we're here, as well as the embodiment of all of those truths. So September is the 9th month, and with that 9-9 gateway, we are already being carried with that energy of mastery, of bringing cycles to a close, that integration phase where we are getting ready to reform in a more expansive way with all of our lessons integrated. All of this personal reflection and growth that you've been guided to do this year is really bubbling up. And you are being asked once again to remember the truth of who you are, to feel into this truth and feel that connection and impact that it creates in your body. Feel the potential of who you are rise in your core. You don't need to have, absolute clarity on who you are, why you're here, and every other bit of information to connect to this flow. It's the connection to it that's available for you, and that is key to tap into. So this connection to remembrance can be felt on a vibrational level. From this vibration level, this inner knowing of who you are begins to amplify in your energy, and you begin to actually densify or bring to 3D reality more of who you are. So this is incredibly potent because as you remember who you are, you start to let increasing amounts of beliefs and programs that are not you come to the surface and be released. So we're always going through this right now in the ascension process. So you are invited to create this in September, really holding that space for your personal transformation. So here we're already looking at the themes of remembering who you are, activating your cosmic potential, and holding space for personal transformation. So I want to break it down a little bit more because these are really big concepts, right? So let's break it down just a little bit more and feel into the practical ascension energies that are running throughout this. So let's look at the theme number 3, for example, holding space for personal transformation. So there is up to 7 planets in retrograde this month. There's some moving around, some coming and going. So there's no doubt that we are invited to our next evolution. So many areas of our lives are going to be highlighted throughout the month, and energies will move and shift rapidly. Creating space for your transformation can mean a lot of things. First thing that normally would jump to most people's minds is like actual decluttering, creating space in that way, or creating space by letting go of beliefs that don't serve you. They brought it in a little bit differently for this forecast today. So in this channel, we are guided to create the mental, emotional, and energetic space through practicing being present. When we are present, we allow our minds to center, and we can more clearly feel, hear, see, or know what energies are most prominent for us, what we are being asked to let go of, to explore, and to engage with. all of this beautiful clarity and evolution is able to communicate with us as we create space for it to flow. So the holding space for personal transformation is very anchored in being present in the moment. So from this space, we are invited to theme number 4 for September, which is harnessing your inner wisdom and stability. So this theme has been running under the surface for a while, and it's really going to continue to stay with us. So actually, if you want to dive into this practice of this theme, you can find the link in the show notes below to my workshop and spiritual support session, Harnessing Your Inner Wisdom and Stability. That'll be in the show notes below. So we know that we are moving through some personal evolution for September. That's not a question. Every one of us is going to be moving through something or multiple things. We know we are being guided to create that space, those moments of presence where our soul self can communicate to us. And then once we get to that place, what do? How do we bring more of our soul self, our light, our core frequency into form? This is where that theme of harnessing your inner wisdom and stability comes in. The more we allow ourselves to connect without any pressure, judgment, or expectation to our inner wisdom, the more we can expand that communication channel. And the more we listen and take action on the information that we receive, the more we will see shifts in our life and increase the strength of those messages. So when we increase our connection to our inner wisdom, 2 things happen. 2 things could potentially happen. Option number 1, maybe we love the feeling of the connection and we do it because we love it, and maybe we don't feel super clear on what to do with it or don't really take any actions of our inner wisdom. So maybe that's what we do with it. Option number 2, maybe we stabilize the frequency of our inner wisdom and we bring it into our physical body. We stabilize and bring it into form so that this frequency of who we really are, this inner wisdom, begins to permeate our lives. We find ourselves making choices, taking actions, and perceiving the world in ways that are increasingly aligned to our soul self. So this is what the channel's really bringing through and asking you to take a look at. So stabilizing the energy of your inner knowing is a really important factor in creating capacity. We all have this never-ending, always flowing stream of light. It's always flowing to us. It's going. This is your soul frequency. Yet we can only handle so much of it. And this is part of the ascension process. We are being guided to stretch what we can hold and express. We can feel this when we communicate and commune with our soul self, our guide, the source of the earth. That feeling of connection, of oneness and harmony. So we can feel that flow. And as we stabilize our inner knowing and increase our capacity, we take more of this frequency and feeling with us throughout our daily lives. So we literally anchor more light within the cells of our body and we carry that with us. So far in September already, what we're looking at here, we are paying attention to how present we are. We are creating space, especially mentally, for our soul self to flow through. We are connecting with our inner wisdom and stabilizing that connection through creating capacity to hold more light. And all of this is helping you to remember who you are and is activating your cosmic potential. So some of the key days of September where ascension energies will be really flowing is that very first few days of the month. There's a lot of retrograde moving around. And our first galactic activation day falls on September 1st. As we're moving through September, these galactic activation days continue on the 8th, the 12th, and the 29th. And they each present us with opportunities for deeper connection. We have opportunities for deeper connection each and every day, but these ones are really highlighted. So often what I find on the actual galactic activation days, it seems like not much is happening. But when I tap in below the surface, there is so much going on energetically. So remember not to put too much pressure on yourself to make the most of these days, right? As long as you take a few moments to be present and be with yourself, you are well connected. So this full moon also for September happens to fall on September September 29th. So I really wanted to mention that as one of our activation days and this really deep opening for deeper clarity. So consider where you want that brilliant moonlight and cosmic rays to shine in your life. Where do you need clarity, a new perspective, a creative solution, maybe a deep release or a healing? So that's something to kind of contemplate as you're moving through the month. And then whenever we reach near the end of September on the 29th, really bring that into focus. So all of the energetic activities of this month take us into this fifth theme of balancing your multidimensional self. So the more connected you are to your inner wisdom and stability, the more you will be able to navigate this theme. So this theme is reminding us that there is a time to be deeply grounded, deeply in the 3D world where we inhabit and we're really connected to what we see, feel, and sense. Now, there's also a time to detach from the 3D world, to expand your consciousness and explore. And this cycles around for each of us in unique ways that help us move through ascension energies in a balanced way. You are all of the parts of you. You are the you that is, going about the daily activities, that is multidimensionally connected, that is a part of your family or community. You are the you that is a child, a teen, a student, a master. So in balancing your multidimensional self, you notice who is at the forefront of your embodiment, perspective, and choices. With all of these planetary retrogrades and openings for deeper clarity in pretty well all areas of our life, we want to practice awareness and notice which aspect of ourselves is at the forefront and which aspect of ourselves is the best match for the situation. So we may be asked to explore what we desire going forward in everything from relationships, money, life, purpose, spiritual connection, communication, personal growth, goals, dreams, our work life. With all of the different planets and retrogrades, you are going to be presented with a really unique combination that has the potential to really move you forward. So as we're moving through our own unique combination of these energies, the key is to be present and create that space so that when we're moving through, it is clear what we are working on and it is clear what aspect of ourselves is most beneficial to our evolution in that moment. So if you're feeling drawn to focus on increasing your capacity through harnessing your inner wisdom and stability, make sure to learn more about the workshop in the show notes below. Have an exciting September. Thank you so much for joining me.